they should throw their lives away. And yet, what right have I to blame them? Father... What... Is that...
We meet again.
I see the Black Lion sits upon your breast. You are of the Order of the Southern Sky, then?
I am. And it would seem we have you to thank for dealing with our deserters. I must admit, I did not expect to see a son of House Beowulf lend his aid to our order.
The fight was not of my choosing.
Forgive me. I know you do not wish to shed blood. But it cannot always be avoided. We're no different. Had we the choice, we would not be hunting these men.
You knew who I was all along, didn't you?
I did. I'd seen your name and face upon a bill. While the bounty was certainly impressive, 'twas the charge of heresy that caught my eye. They claim you murdered Cardinal Delacroix, but I somehow find that hard to believe.
Have you a mind to turn me in?
Why would I do that? Our orders are to capture deserters. They say nothing of heretics already hunted mercilessly by the Church. If I were one of those, I think I'd get moving before the lions at my heels thought to feast upon me as well.
Why do you still fight? I do not see why anyone should want to prolong this senseless war.
So long as your brothers point their swords at our throats, we must.
If the White Lion lowered his claws, would the Black follow suit?
No, I do not think it like he would.
Could you deliver a message to Count Orlando, if you should chance to meet him? There are men behind the curtain who goad the dukes for their own gain. We are all but puppets, dancing as they pull our strings. It is those men we ought to be fighting.
I can deliver the message, but why to the Count?
My father once told me Count Orlando was the only man he could truly call a friend.
Lord Barbeneth said that. Very well. I will tell the Count what you've told me.
Then you believe me?
Prior to joining House Jirai, I was the Count's adopted son, and still regard him as my father. I know for a fact that he returns your father's fondness. In honor of their friendship, I will trust you, Ramza. Now, I do not know the reason these men seek the Zodiac Stones. If it is for the benefit of the people, I see no reason to raise protest. But if they seek to use the legend for their own gain, I can assure you my father will not sit idly by. It was not for quiet complacence he was given the name of Thunder God. To worthy causes he would ever lend his strength.
You know of the High Confessor's plot?
Of it, yes. But we have no hard evidence. Our spies are working tirelessly, but I suspect you know more than they. As the heretic who slew Cardinal Delacroix, I dare say you've learned a few things.
If you did have evidence of the plot, would you then be willing to lay down your swords?
Does such evidence exist? Well, whether or not it would mean the end of this conflict, I cannot say. For the gears have long been set in motion. But if evidence did exist that could expose the plot, my father, for one, would surely sheath his blade.
Lord Oren, we must press onward!
Very well. Let us resume our march. Farewell, Ramza. See that you keep your head about your shoulders. Never think yourself without allies. You do have friends. Friends who would gladly lay down their lives fighting beside you. And I count myself among them. I may not be at your side, but we fight together to end this war. Remember that.
Thank you, Oren.
Ever ready.
All right. To battle!
Are you blind to the treason of your words, Rafa?
He uses us, Marak. We are instruments of murder to him, not more. To stay would be to live out our days as the Grand Duke's cat's paws. Come, let us run away together while we yet can.
Have you forgotten who it was who saved us when we had lost our parents to the war? Grand Duke Barrington opened his heart and home to the both of us. You would repay that kindness now with treachery? We owe him a debt of allegiance. We'd have died a beggar's death were it not for him.
Feed us he did, Marak. But we were sapped on lies. I know the truth of it now. It was the Grand Duke himself who set fire to our village. He killed everyone we ever knew, his hand hidden by the smoke of war. And do you know why? It was for our gifts. You and I possess power, and power is all he craves. He burnt down our entire village that he might claim the sacred power of our mantras for his own! opened his heart, you say, the man is not possessed of one. He murdered our parents. It is you who needs to open your eyes, Marak.
I'll not abide your ill-mannered tongue.
You know, don't you? You know of the thing he did to me. You are my brother. You know of this, and even yet you...
Speak not another word. Any more from you, and so help me God.
Marak, our quarry draws nigh.
I am well aware, and long since made ready.
Marak!
That's him.
Rafa!
Pray, lend me your aid!
I will fulfill my mission.
So you are the heretic Ramza. Help me, I beg you.
I'm not certain what this is about, but questions can wait. Stay close. I will see you safe.
Thank you.
Leave it to me.
You're the Grand Duke's man. Did you not say you'd await my coming at Ivalice?
I did but deliver the Grand Duke's message as asked. I do not need the Templarit's swords to slay some petty knight apprentice.
My turn.
I'm ready. What is the meaning of this, Marak? Has Rafa betrayed us?
Pay her no heed. The heretic is your sole concern. Once we have dealt with him, I will personally put an end to my sister's defiance.
But how will you explain this to the Grand Duke? You know the punishment for betrayal is death.
Did I not just tell you that is none of your concern? Breathe word of any of this to the Grand Duke, and that breath will be your last.
This girl is his sister. Would he truly harm her? Marak, what manner of brother are you, to seek to harm your own sister?
This concerns you not.
Whatever the nature of your feud, it is wrong to spill the blood of kin.
I said this concerns you not. If anything, you endanger Rafa by meddling in our affairs. I will not suffer her to consort with you. You will die here and now.
Is it at the Grand Duke's behest that you threaten your sister? Or do you act of your own volition?
It makes no difference. His Grace's orders are absolute.
Even though he would pit siblings against one another. Contrary to his reputation as an altruist, your master is a vile and depraved man.
You dare insult the Grand Duke? You will pay for that, heretic.
Every bit of...
Rafa! 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 Damn it all!
What is the min...
Marek, what matter? Is it...
Damn it! Do the gods favor a heretic over me?
Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you.
We will not be safe here should more of them appear. Let us find a quiet place to hide.
Grand Duke Barrington has eyes for one thing: the throne of Ivalice. They call him king already. King of the Forge. He fashions ever more and stronger arms for his ever-growing army. Even as he fielded his forces during the 50 Years' War, he quietly began making preparations to take the throne for himself.
His actions are guided from the shadows, by men who would use his ambition to their own ends. His blood ties to the crown give him a strong claim, rendering him an ideal pawn. These schemers would incite the war between the Dukes Larg and Goltana, allowing the Grand Duke to swoop in and assume regency.